Welcome to Fannie Mae's Day 1 Certainty Training. My name is Danielle Ott, and I am with PRMG's Corporate Training Department. This training was recorded on April 7th, 2017, and the information is correct and up to date at the time of the recording. However, we would like to advise that while every effort has been made to ensure the reliability of the webinar content, PRMG's product profiles and their updates are the official statements of PRMG. In the event of discrepancies between the information in this webinar and the product profiles will always supersede the information provided here. We are going to start with an overview of Day 1 Certainty. In today's market, all borrowers are taking on a millennial mindset where they are looking for a simple, streamlined, consolidated, and certain approach when they obtain a home loan. PRMG is excited to be launching Fannie Mae's Day 1 Certainty, which using technology will provide this exact benefit for conventional loans that qualify for Fannie Mae's Day 1 Certainty. This will provide the borrower with reduced paperwork, faster processing and underwriting time, which will directly correlate to faster closings. Day 1 Certainty allows for optional electronic validation of income, assets, and employment. Depending on the loan file, you can elect to obtain Day 1 Certainty on one, two, or all three of the options. Fannie Mae's website has additional documentation, including FAQs and guides to Day 1 Certainty, as well as several e-learning on-demand trainings. We will provide you with links to this information later in the training, but we want to highly encourage you to go to their site and read the material provided and take the training they offer. In today's lending environment, there are numerous items we use technology for, including credit, property value, and underwriting. For Day 1 Certainty, income and employment validation is completed through the work number, while asset validation is completed through account check, and they all seamlessly interface with DU. By leveraging third-party data sources, borrowers will not have to chase down bank statements, pay stubs, and other account data. Fannie Mae has defined these 6 steps to obtain Day 1 Certainty. In general, you will see this follows the traditional path of a loan. However, Step 2 requires that the lender orders the electronic reports in income, employment, and/or assets from the approved vendors. Then at Step 4, DU will validate the information that was ordered in Step 2. When that happens, reduced documentation and relief from reps and warrants can be offered. We'll get more into the specifics later in this training. First, let's discuss income and employment validation. Income validation applies on a per borrower per income type basis. It is available via the work number for borrowers who have base pay, bonus income, overtime, and commission income. Employment validation applies on a per borrower per employer type basis. For these income types eligible for the work number, PRMG will order the validation through the service, and after it is returned, DU can be run to determine if the income is validated and Day 1 Certainty is available. Using this service will allow for reduced documentation requirements from the borrower. We will cover how these validations are ordered later in the training, and the process differs between our retail and wholesale channels. Additionally, we will provide some information on the messaging that is returned with the Day 1 Certainty. For the borrowers receiving Social Security, retirement, Schedule C, self-employed income, or if 25% or greater of their income is from commission tax transcripts, are used to validate their income. The transcript request will be submitted to Equifax, and after the results are returned, DU can be run to determine if the income is validated and Day 1 Certainty is available. At this time, we will still be required a signed 4506T at both application and funding, but it does not have to be processed for borrowers that have all of their income validated via the work number. After the work number results are run, the verifications will be integrated into the DU findings, advising whether or not the income has been validated. Fannie Mae has provided samples of how findings with supported income will appear, and they are shown here. However, we encourage you to view the training material that is provided by Fannie Mae for more details. Fannie Mae has provided samples of how findings with supported and unsupported self-employed income will appear, as well as a sample of supported SSI income. Again, we encourage you to view the training material that is provided by Fannie Mae for more details. As mentioned previously, in addition to income, employment can also be validated. Fannie Mae has provided this sample of how findings with validated employment will appear. It is important to note that the lender, in all cases for both employment and income, be sure to review all vendor reports in the file for contradictory information. Again, we encourage you to view the training material that is provided by Fannie Mae for more details. Another component of day one certainty is asset validation. For asset validation, it is for the total of the assets validated for the loan and is not borrower or asset type specific. Additionally, having gifts on the transaction or using employment assets for income will make the asset validation option ineligible. Asset validation is eligible for borrowers with checkings, savings, CD, money markets, mutual funds, and retirement accounts. Although some of Fannie Mae documentation has indicated stocks are eligible, we have confirmed directly with them that even if statements are provided, stocks and bonds are not eligible for validation due to the inability to properly calculate value based solely on the account statements, and they will not allow stocks for assets if you are using day one certainty. Form Freeze Account Check is used for the asset validation. Using this service will allow for reduced documentation requirements from the borrower, as they will not have to provide account statements. The loan officer should follow our current standard protocol and counsel their borrower regarding their financial situation, including the presence of any potential large deposits that may appear on the asset verification report when run. Large deposits in accordance with Fannie Mae will have to be sourced and do not fall off of the asset verification report simply by waiting 30 or 60 days. Once the information is known, it is known and must be addressed. We do want to also remind you, you can select the verifications you want to use. So you could select to just utilize the income or employment verification and not the asset verification. Or you can order the employment and income at the beginning of the loan process and then request the asset verification at a later time in the process. We will cover how these validations are ordered later in the training, and the process differs between our retail and wholesale channels. Additionally, we will provide some information on the messaging that is returned with day one certainty. It is important to note that direct verification by a third-party asset verification vendor is only allowed by PRMG on conventional loans. This means we do not allow it on FHA, VA, jumbo, or any other product. Fannie Mae has provided samples of how findings with supported asset validation will appear, as well as the large deposit message, and they are shown here. However, again, we encourage you to view the training material that is provided by Fannie Mae for more details. Here is an example of DU findings with the account check asset verifications. It is important to remember that just because day one certainty is received, it doesn't mean the lender or underwriter is relieved of their responsibilities. We must still ensure compliance with all DU messaging. We must ensure vendor reports matches any information the borrower provided or is contained in the loan application. Please review the borrower's information and the application provided by the borrower. Finally, investigate information to determine the appropriate amount of income or assets to be provided on the DU loan application. This includes investigating any conflicting or contradictory information. So let's recap the process for day one certainty. First, we order the verification report, review and address any discrepancies with the borrower. Then, enter information into DU and submit the loan. DU will obtain a duplicate copy of the report from the vendor using the loan number. DU will perform its own income and asset calculations to arrive at a value that is compared to DU. Employment status can also be validated. DU returns specific messages related to the loan components that have been submitted for validation. Income is validated on a per borrower and per income type basis. Assets are validated on a loan level basis. Employment is validated on a per borrower and per employer basis. Once the findings are returned, we can take advantage of processing and underwriting efficiencies for components that have been validated. Fannie Mae's website has additional documentation, including FAQs and guides to Day 1 Certainty, as well as several e-learning on-demand trainings. Please use the link shown here to explore more about what is offered and how Day 1 Certainty works. Additionally, for PRMG staff members with unique credentials for DU, you can access some locked training material on Fannie Mae sites by using your DU login credentials. So now let's look at specific requirements for wholesale transactions. Brokers will need to request verification from PRMG, communicate with their borrowers if they are using account check for asset verifications, and then finally run DU after the verifications are received. The process for ordering asset verification and income or employment verification is the same. However, because electronic asset verification requires an extra step on your borrower's part, we ask that you familiarize yourself with the process so that you may confidently assist your borrower. You will want to gain verbal authorization from your borrower to electronically verify their assets. You will be able to email them the link to an easy instructional video of the step-by-step instructions, or you can provide them with a handout on the process. All of this is available on PRMG's Resource Center. For wholesale originations, you will need to order the verifications prior to running DU or submitting the loan. You can access the verification request at the link shown here. To request the verifications, first upload the eligible loan into the TPO portal and save your loan to create a PRMG loan number, but do not submit your loan yet. You will be running DU findings prior to submission. Next, be sure you have uploaded a signed 4506T when required. Then, complete the online TPO Day 1 verification request at the link shown on this slide. Within 4 hours of submitting, your PRMG registration team will notify you via email your verifications were successfully obtained and instruct you on your next steps, which include running DU. If request is submitted before 2:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on a normal workday, PRMG will reply within a 4-hour window to let you know if the request was successful and will provide your next steps. If submitted after 2:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the response will be provided by 8:00 a.m. Pacific Standard Time the following workday. You will run DU and complete your loan submission as usual with documentation as allowed per your Day 1 Certainty Reduced Documentation DU findings. It is critical that proper expectations are set with borrowers in regards to using the advanced lending technology options. Specifically, be sure to communicate to your borrower that PRMG utilizes advanced lending technology which assists us in securely capturing both income and asset documentation. The income and asset account information we retrieve on your behalf is only used to support the asset account information you supplied us on your loan application. Use of these integration allows us to securely access information as needed, keeping your file current without us having to request additional documentation from you. Not all financial institutions subscribe to these advanced lending technologies. For institutions not currently subscribing to these services, documentation will be requested from you to complete your loan. When using account check, it is important to note that your borrower must take additional steps to authorize the use of this service. Account check has developed the sample script shown here, and that can be used to help walk your borrower through the process. This information is also available on the Resource Center. For wholesale originations, after receiving the email from the registration team confirming the validations, proceed as usual in ordering and running the DU report as the required reference numbers for Day 1 Certainty will already be in the file. Once the report is run and the file is ready, submit as normal, following the documentation as outlined in the DU findings. Now let's look at specific requirements for PRMG staff. For wholesale transactions, the registration team will be ordering the validations, whereas for retail, the loan officer or processor will be ordering the verifications. Topics we will cover in this section include ordering the work number, automated, ordering the work number, researched, ordering rapid reporting or tax transcripts, ordering account check, loan officers and processors communicating with your borrower, ordering DU, which applies here for retail because for a wholesale, the broker will run DU initially through the TPO portal. First, we will discuss ordering the automated work number. A training presentation on ordering verifications with the work number through FT360 is available in the Resource Center. These screenshots show what the order screens look like, as well as how it will appear in the e-folder. This step will be performed by the processor on the retail side, and by the registration team when requested by the broker using the process described previously for wholesale originations. Once you obtain access, you will receive 2 activation emails. Your message will come from Verifier ID at verifierid@talx.com. In FT360, after completing the borrower information section, you have 2 options for ordering a verification. First, select the Services link from the top menu bar. Second, order verifications under the Services tab from the left-hand side navigations. If you have not previously accessed the work number, enter the work number in the Search by Company text field and click Go immediately to the right of that field. Highlight or select the work number and click Add to my list. From the My Providers tab, click the Submit button. After successfully selecting the work number from the Service Verifications window, the work number pop-up window will appear. First, enter your username and password combination provided by support. Then, click the Save Login Information checkbox so your login credentials are remembered. Next, select the desired order type from the Order Verification tab. Finally, place your order by selecting the Order button at the bottom of the page. When the data is available instantly, the system displays the verification and automatically places it in the verification placeholder inside of the e-folder. VOE and/or VOI information will be available in the e-folder under the verification placeholder. Rename the placeholder to Income VOE Written, or you can drag and drop into the Income VOE Written placeholder. If automated results are not immediately returned, there is an option for the researched or manual verifications, and we will cover that next. In the event you get the message shown here, it is okay. It just means the employee record you are requesting a verification for is not available on the instant database. You may request that the work number completes a manual verification on your behalf through FT360. You have 2 options for ordering a researched verification. First, select the Services link from the top menu bar. Second, order verifications under the Services tab from the left-hand side navigations. If you have not previously accessed the work number, enter the work number in the Search by Company text field and click Go button immediately to the right. Highlight, select the work number and click Add to my list. From the My Providers tab, click the Submit button. After successfully selecting the work number form from the Service Verifications window, the work number pop-up report request will appear. You will need to follow these steps. Enter your username and password combination provided by support. Click the Save Login Information checkbox so your credentials are remembered. Select the Order Researched Verification tab. Select Borrower or Co-Borrower. The employer name will auto-populate from the employer information on the application. If income information is needed, simply check the income verification box. Upload the required authorization form to place the order. Click Order to submit. Once the order has been placed, you will see the order on the Check Status View Results tab. First, click the Check Status button at the bottom of the tab to display the current status of the order. Then, use the Send Authorization or Fax cover sheet links to submit another authorization form. Once the order has been successfully completed, you will receive a notification by email. The results will move to the attachment section. Then, click on the View Result button to view the verification. It will have the same look as the instant verification displayed earlier. Some income types, as discussed earlier, requires use of tax transcripts, and this section will cover ordering that. You will receive an account activation email once your account has been created. First, click the link to activate your account. Then, please enter and reconfirm your password accompanied by a security question. Finally, click Submit. You have two options for ordering rapid reporting. Select the Services link from the top menu bar, or you can order verifications under the Services tab from the left-hand side navigation. Then, from the Services tab, select Order Verifications. You have two options for ordering rapid reporting. Select the Services link from the top menu bar, or you can order verifications under the Services tab from the left-hand side navigation. First, in the Search by Company Name type Rapid Reporting. Then click Go. Next, select Rapid Reporting Income Check. Then, click Add to My List. Finally, click Submit from the My Providers tab. Verify your login information has been entered. In the Income Check tab, select the desired income type. Then select Transcript Years and enter each target yearly income. Next, attach the authorization form. Finally, click Finish. If you selected the Form 1065 or 1120, you will be required to provide the following information: the EIN number, corporation name, address, city, state, and zip. Then click Finish. To retrieve the verification, select the document icon located on the Order Verifications menu item. Once the View document is displayed, select the View button to see the returned report. If no report is available, the system displays a status message on the requested report. This chart is an example of rejections that can occur when ordering a 4506T. If this occurs, it will need to be corrected and resubmitted. The next section covers using asset verification with Account Check. Once you are set up with Access, you will receive two activation emails. Your message will come from Account Check, system@accountcheck.com. To access Account Check, locate the Services tab and locate Order Additional Services and click Order Additional Verifications. Access the All Providers tab and locate the Search by Company Name text box. First, type Account Check in the Search by Company Name text box, then click the Go button. Account Check will be the only item returning in the list. First, click on the Account Check search result. Then, click Add to My List. Next, an Additional Services pop-up window box will appear. Click OK. Finally, click Cancel. A training presentation on ordering Account Check through FT360 is available in the Resource Center. These screenshots show what the order screens look like, as well as how it will appear in the e-folder. This step will be performed by the processor on the retail side and by the registration team when requested by the broker using the process described previously for wholesale originations. This provides information on entering credentials in FT360 when ordering the asset validation through Account Check. Once your Account Check username and password credentials have been successfully authenticated, the Order Account Check VOA fields will be enabled. Loan customer information can be copied from the Borrower Summary, the PRMG screen. Click the appropriate button based on your needs to copy the correct information over. To remove undesired accounts, click the X button. Verify the customer bank accounts or account information has been entered. To add additional accounts, click the Account button. Finally, click Submit. Once completed, you will get a message indicating your order has been placed. In the event your borrower does not receive the Account Check invitation email, the email can be resent or a new email address may be reestablished. To do this, click the Retrieve Orders tab. Then, locate the order you wish to resend and click the Resend button. If the borrower wishes to establish a new email address, click the Close button and resubmit from the Order Account Check VOA tab. As mentioned previously, electronic asset verification requires an extra step on your borrower's part. We ask that you familiarize yourself with the process so that you may confidently assist your borrower. You will want to gain verbal authorization from your borrower to electronically verify their assets. You will be able to email them the link to an easy instructional video of the step-by-step instructions. Additional information on how to talk to your borrower regarding this information will be covered later in the training. Once an account check invitation has been sent, the borrower will receive an email to get started, and inside the email, the borrower will need to click the Get Started button. The borrower will be prompted to enter their email address provided to the lender in addition to the last four digits of their Social Security number. Have them agree to the terms of service and click Login. After the initial account security check, the borrower will have the ability to add accounts. Once returned, the results will be placed into the e-folder with the asset report. Please note that not all financial institutions subscribe to account check service. For institutions which do not subscribe, please follow existing asset verification processes and procedures. It is important for loan officers to set proper expectations with the borrowers and communicate to them the differences when using these automated validations and especially assist with allowing the use of account check. This section includes things to be sure to communicate to your borrower. It is critical that proper expectations are set with borrowers in regards to using this advanced lending technology. Specifically, be sure to communicate to your borrower that PRMG utilizes advanced lending technology which assists us in securely capturing both income and asset documentation. The income and asset account information we retrieve on your behalf is only used to support the asset account information you supplied us with on your loan application. Use of the integrations allows us to securely access information as needed, keeping your file current without us having to request additional documentation from you. Not all financial institutions subscribe to these advanced lending technologies. For institutions not currently subscribing to these services, documentation will be requested from you to complete your loan. When using account check, it is important to note that your borrower must take additional steps to authorize the use of service. Account check has developed a sample script shown here that can use to walk your borrower through the process. After validations are received, DU can be ordered to determine if day one certainty can be obtained. For retail originations, after running the verifications and receiving the reports, run DU and FT360. The reference numbers for the verifications will automatically be in the loan, so you will follow the standard process of ordering DU at this point. This is a continuation of the DU ordering process from FT360. When it is done running, the results will be returned to FT360. As a final reminder, Fannie Mae's website has additional documentation including FAQs and guides to day one certainty as well as several e-learning on-demand trainings. Please be sure to review the information provided on their site for additional information. I want to thank you for taking the time to view this training. If you have any questions, please email prmguniversity@prmg.net.